Ben Simon, and this is the San Francisco Chamber Orchestra. Or at least a very small subset of our wonderful orchestra, here to play you the wonderful music from Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker Sweet. And the ballet will be performed by some wonderful puppets that I will announce in a second. This is a very famous piece of music, a famous ballet. We have some famous characters. We have Clara, a snow queen, the Nutcracker Prince, the Sugar Plum Fairy. We have magic. We have enchantment, all set to the famous music by Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky, a famous Russian romantic composer. So you have the San Francisco Chamber Orchestra. I'd like to welcome our puppeteers. We have the puppet lady herself, Rhonda Godwin, and the puppet company from Children's Fairyland with Corinna Roselli, and our puppet master. Please welcome Randall Metz.
It was Christmas Eve, and in a small village in Germany, the Snow Queen was powdering the ground with white ice, preparing the countryside canvas for the snow pictures the children would make the next day. Oh, what a lovely sight it was! Snowflakes danced around her snow-flowing robes.
Young Clara was much too excited to sleep this night. Her godpapa, Uncle Drosselmeyer, had just presented her with a handsome Nutcracker doll. Drosselmeyer was an inventor supreme and could work magic. For this was no ordinary Nutcracker. Oh, dearie me, no! This was an enchanted prince she held in her arms. On this special night, Uncle Drosselmeyer shared an enchanting tale. Once, there was a lovely sugar plum princess. But there was also a greedy mouse king who wanted to capture the princess and take over Candyland. One day, he did indeed capture the princess when she was unaware. Our Prince Marzipan of Candyland jumped to her rescue, and a fight began. Our prince injured the mouse, but this was a magic mouse king, and suddenly he changed the prince into a toy nutcracker. And to this day, the Sugar Plum Princess waits for her handsome prince to return to Candyland as he once was. Can Clara save the Nutcracker Prince? The enchantment can only be broken when the Mouse King is finally defeated. wonderful. And there's more to come. We'll be back soon, and when we return, you'll see how Clara is rewarded for her bravery and continues her magical journey through Candyland.
Thank you very much. We have just completed the first act of our Nutcracker Sweet production. We will give the puppeteers a little time to change the costumes and their sets. And meanwhile, I'd like to introduce the members of the orchestra today. We have two violinists, Antoine and George, playing these beautifully carved little hollow wooden boxes called violins, the most famous member of the string family, and they're going to demonstrate what two violins can sound like when you play them really well. Antoine and George, thank you so much, playing the violin. Next to George, we have our friend Cleo, who's playing an instrument that looks very much like the violin. It's a little bigger and a little better than the violin. It's called the viola. Would you like to show us what a viola sounds like, Cleo? Thank you. Thank you, Cleo, playing the viola. Over here in the corner, because we are socially distanced, is our good friend Hannah Adario Berry playing a string instrument very much like the violin and the viola, except it's so big she can't put it under her chin. She has to rest it on the floor, and this is called the cello. Take it away, Hannah. Lovely, Hannah. Thank you. A little more Bach for us. Next to Hannah is our largest string instrument, played by our longtime principal player, Michael Tadei. This is, of course, the double bass. Thank you, Michael. That was the elephant from Saint-Saëns' Carnival of the Animals. And indeed, the double bass is like the elephant of the string section, except it sounds a little bit better. We have a very special guest in our string orchestra today. We have an instrument that does not usually play with the San Francisco Chamber Orchestra. It also has a lot of strings, but this is a very special instrument played by our good friend Meredith Clark. It's called the Harp. And there are some big harp solos that you are about to hear in this Nutcracker Suite. Would you play us a little bit? Show us what the harp can sound like. lovely. Thank you, Meredith. And I'm Ben Simon. I'm the conductor. I usually don't make any noise during the concert, unless I'm yelling at my musicians, which never happens. But I actually do have a very special role to play in the first piece of the second act, the Arabian Dance. You are going to hear the tambourine. So I do get to make a little sound in this wonderful score by Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky, his famous Nutcracker ballet. Now, just before the second act begins, I'd like to welcome Rhonda Godwin, the puppet lady herself, to the front of the stage, who will tell us a little about the puppets that this wonderful production is using. Hello, Rhonda. It's so nice to see you again and work with you again.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. Wonderful. I'd just like to tell you a little bit about the puppets. We use, in this particular show, 3 different types of puppets. The first one being a hand puppet. So if you go like this, you can make the puppet move any way you like. So this is the hand puppet. We also have rod puppets. Thank you. This is our rod puppet, the Sugar Plum Fairy. And we have, of course, rods to work her. And it's very simple, but you can make her come to life with just a few movements, just like so. And then lastly, we have the Marionette. Thank you. This, the Snow Queen, is a marionette. Marionettes are string puppets. And this is a continuous loop where I can move one hand up and still move the other hand at the same time. And also using the control, which is this piece up here that holds the weight, and it also can move the body just like so. So that is our marionettes. Now, all of these hand puppets are handmade. Randall Metz of the Puppet Company, also from Children's Fairyland. He's full-time there at the theater at Children's Fairyland. He made all of these puppets that you see. You can't buy any of them anywhere. They're all handmade, very well planned out, and just beautiful. So I'm so happy to be working with Randall and the Puppet Company. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Rhonda. Are we ready for the second act? Yeah. We are. I heard that. So now, ladies and gentlemen, back to our journey through Candyland.
In the blink of an eye, Clara left her candy world behind. And what a celebration it had been. She wished she could have lived there forever. Clara, Clara, wake up, sleepyhead. And so it was the best holiday that Clara had ever had. So what if she walked around with her head in the clouds, with a silly smile on her face? We all know she was back in Candyland dancing with her Nutcracker friends.
Thank you, San Francisco Chamber Orchestra. Thank you, the Puppet Company and the Puppet Lady. Happy holidays. We hope to see you soon.